Welcome. I am Reverend Amani Malaika, and this is week 2 of So You Want Change. If you missed our last video, go ahead and go back and check it out. But in honor of Mother's Day, which is happening this week, I want to begin with some amazing words from the interspiritual author and teacher Mirabai Starr. So let's drink these in. Love song to the great mother. Beloved one, our sister, Mother Earth, sacred woman, holy girl, crucible of mercy and fire of truth. Thank you. We have called and you have come. You descend on the wings of pain, the wings of joy, bringing solace and vitality. You rise through the roots of the trees, spreading shelter, offering refuge. You enter through the cries of the young, demanding protection for the vulnerable. Even as we bow before your beautiful body, you affirm the beauty of our bodies. You bless every particle of creation with your divine presence. We welcome you, who have lived long enough in exile, to dwell among us again. We offer ourselves as your loving stewards, your beloved, reluctant prophets, radiant reflections of our own sacred self. Thank you, thank you. And again, we give thanks. So beautiful. So I love this idea. I love this idea that as we are looking at creating change in our lives, that there is this incredible resource in all of the stories and fables and sacred texts around Mother God, the Divine Mother, all of those names. But because so much of that aspect of our spiritual lives often gets pushed to the side, thank you, patriarchy, I really wanted to bring that into this creative process because it's really the Mother God process, the divine feminine process, that is the heart of creation itself. You know, it is this thing that takes the formless and forms it. It is, the Mother God that grows all of life in her womb. And you and I all have that possibility. But we have to make friends with it. We have to take that feminine aspect of ourselves, regardless of your gender, and take it out of exile and get to know this creative possibility that is always inspired by love. Mirabai Starr says, you descend on the wings of pain, the wings of joy, bringing solace and vitality. You rise through the roots of the trees, spreading shelter, offering refuge. You enter through the cries of the young, demanding protection for the vulnerable. Even in pain, even in demanding protection for those that are vulnerable, all of that is inspired because love. Right? It is that mother energy that flies down on the wings of pain to bring its presence for comfort. So, even as I was saying, please take your pleasure pauses. When you are experiencing pain and it feels like you cannot step out of it, that you can't lift above it, there is this force for good called Mother God that is always available to be called on, that will fly down on your pain, through your pain. And that this very impulse of the divine, of Mother God, to protect, to nurture, to comfort, that very same impulse lives in you. And it's that impulse that has the power to sustain your vision for good, even when it's hard. What I call this power of Mother God is the fierce yes. Because it is fun when it's fun, right? Life is fun when it's fun, and it's easy. But there is this thing that love does when pain is present, when harm is happening, when injustice is happening, and it is a fierce response. I'm thinking about the mama bear. I read this story years ago about a mama bear out in the wilderness, and she was a mile away from her cubs because they were out doing their thing, right? They were just shoving their faces full of food and getting ready for winter. And a mile away from her cubs, as they were all foraging and feeding themselves, she could hear her cub cry. And a mile away, she ran her ass off to beat ass of whatever was hurting her kid after hearing it a mile away. And there's this picture of that mama bear running. It seemed faster than light. And then you see her get up on her hind legs with just the most ferocious roar. And I don't even know what was attacking her babies. That is love. It is not just rainbows and unicorns and all the things. It is, I hear from a mile away that my baby is in danger. And I will be there like this, with every ferocious thing that I have to protect them. And it is that fierceness, that total commitment to the nurturing of life that keeps us on track. When I was talking in the last section about you can't create from a place of distress, right? You can't create. One of the things that I think happens particularly in this time and age, because the injustice is so in our face, right? We're just mad all the time. We're just mad all the time. And there's this great thing about anger. Anger can be incredibly motivating. Rage can be motivating. But it's like a quick burst of energy and then it's gone. So it might be the thing that gets your butt off the couch. It is not going to be the thing that sustains you for the marathon of your good. It is not going to be the thing that keeps you coming back to good again and again and again, no matter what is happening out in the... But the fierce yes will sustain you again and again and again, because it is the infinite. That yes, that mother's love, that power of the mother God never wavers. And your fierce yes is the thing that rises from good. It is the thing that just comes from the center of your being. The more that you practice pleasure process, the more that you align yourself with the greater good, you will have such commitment to that vision that anything that threatens it, comes your fierce yes. Anything that is out of alignment with it, you will protect it like a newborn babe. That is what will actually sustain your practice of metaphysics, is having such profound commitment to this vision that you are birthing from a place of love. And every single one of us, I don't care what gender you are, has this impulse in us. We all have divine feminine, just like we all have divine masculine. There's no other possibility. Wholeness is the only possible thing, which means we are made up of all the things. So whoever you are, this impulse, this fierce yes, resides in you. But again, it requires an incredible willingness to sit in your own being, to sense through your own body. Sense that yes rising. I keep thinking about that mama bear a mile away from her baby. Stuff in her face, right? Stuff in her face. And can hear That's the kind of sensing you and I need to be able to do. To be that present and aware and ready to respond for the protection, for the nurturing, for the growing of our vision. Your raging no is not going to do that for you. Your fierce yes is going to do that for you. I want to give you an example. I've been following the Justins, the Tennessee state representatives, Justin Pearson and Justin Jones. And if you're not following them, follow them. They are such delight moments. But I was reading a headline about one of them, and it said that they are fueled by the resistance. And I completely and totally disagree. Because what I know about the Justins, and they say in every podcast interview and every chance they get to be on TV or in social media, is they are state representatives representing a vision for the New South. And if you watch them and watch their videos, they are some smiley, enthusiastic dudes who are up against it in their work. I mean, people trying to impeach them, people trying to kick them out of the legislature. And these dudes are like, we have a vision for the New South, rock and roll, follow us, let's do this thing. It is a prime example of that fierce yes. A vision that is rising out of love, that is rising for a new vision, not resisting what is or what has been. That is not what's fueling them. Their vision for a possible equity and love-filled Tennessee. That is what fuels them. And you can see it. Just smiling and happy. I watched a video of a press conference the day after they got kicked out of the legislature, and I mean, they were giddy. That's a fierce yes. And you and I have access to that, regardless of what we're facing, regardless of our gender. And that vision comes into being not from a place of pissed offedness. You might get pissed and move, and hopefully move into a place where you can grasp vision. Pissed offedness might get you out of denial, might get you out of numbness, but it's the vision for what's possible that will sustain you. And those visions are always born from love. And when that does not feel possible for you, when that feels out of reach, I want you to come back. I want you to come back to Mirabai Starr's words. We welcome you, she says, you who have lived long enough in exile to dwell among us again. We offer ourselves as your loving stewards, your beloved reluctant prophets, radiant reflections of your own sacred self. Pray that prayer. Remember that you were born of Mother God. And you welcome her. You welcome that fierce love into your own being. And then remember that you, through the very breath in your body, agreed to be a loving steward of this life. That you, through the very divine appointment of your existence on this planet, are a prophet, a truth teller of these times. And that you are always a radiant reflection of the divine. Always, always, always. So your work this week is to welcome that fierce yes, welcome the divine feminine into your own experience, welcome that fierce yes, and let it clarify your vision. Let it show you more clearly maybe than you've ever been shown in your own wisdom before about what it is you are wanting to bring forward in your life. What is your vision for the new Laura, the new Mary, the new Amani? And let that vision rise with fierceness in a way that you know you are birthing a thing that is worth absolute nurturing and protection. So let's pray for that. Oh, Holy Blessed One, Mother God, thank you. Thank you for your infinite givingness, your infinite willingness to birth good again and again and again, never, ever, ever missing a circle of the sun, never missing the rising of the moon, never, ever missing. And always saying yes to life, always saying yes every season that turns, you are there. And I know that that absolute commitment to ever expanding, ever birthing, growing good is your commitment to me, is your commitment to life on this planet right here, right now. And I know that that commitment lives in me as I am a divine reflection of you. And I know that that is the truth for every life on this planet. And so saying yes to being a steward and a prophet of these times, I know that through me and through every single one of you hearing this message right here, right now, is a way forward, is the new possibility for good, is the new vision, is the new possibility for change. And I know that it's good and very good and always good. And I just let it be with deep gratitude. And so it is.